Day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Well, today we're going to jump on that gigantic Sharp Interactive board. I want to discuss Brothers' first 9 months for their FY, which will end in March of 2025. I heard a rumor, and the rumor is that Brothers going to join ETRIA. You know, when I heard that rumor, I thought to myself, that could be a home run. That could be a home run. We know that Brother has that workhorse series, A4 MFPs, right? They're out there in the marketplace. They're trying to get dealers to take on the workhorse, the Brother workhorse, A4 MFPs, to go replace all those oversold and overspec'd A3s. They're out there in the battle, right? But boy, if they joined ETRIA, they wouldn't have to worry about showing up at a BTA meeting with their table trying to talk dealers into selling the workhorse. They could deliver that all through the Ricoh. Think about it. The whole Ricoh supply chain. Here's our Brother workhorse. They're already doing stuff with Toshiba Tech. The Oki distribution channel. Holy smokes. What could Brother and Oki do from a manufacturing perspective that could change the game a little bit? Man, a lot of things. Look, I don't know if Brother's going to join ETRIA. But I'm thinking after today's episode, Brother might actually call him. Let me share some thoughts with you. Let's look at just the print revenue numbers for today's episode. When Brother ends their FY, which will end in March of 2025, then I'll do the entire organization's number. But let's just focus on the print business. Print business, $2.7 billion with an operating profit of $363.2 million, or 13.5%. Congratulations, Brother. You should be proud of that. It's a big operating profit percentage of revenue, 13.5%. Let's look at their Domino business group. That's their industrial print business. $586.2 million. I just love this. Every time I see that number, I think to myself, how inept, really, Konica, Minolta, and Ricoh are in industrial print from a revenue perspective. I mean, Brother literally crushes them from a revenue perspective. And their operating profit at Domino, let's be honest, they've had some hiccups. They had an impairment charge. They're pulling all that back together, but at the end of the day, they came out with $23.2 million or 4%. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to do a comparison with Brother against Konica, Minolta, and Ricoh, and this is an important comparison. There's two things I want to look at. The first thing I want to look at is the industrial print business at Konica, Minolta. I've talked about this before, but Konica, Minolta, for the first 9 months, the revenue was $197 million in industrial print. Our friends over here at Brother did $586.2 million. That's huge. I mean, Brother is literally 3 times the size of KM in industrial print. I don't really care what KM products they have. It doesn't matter, okay? Because Brother is 3 times the size. And that's why I always question, why is Konica even in industrial print? Let's look at this office printing business for Konica, Minolta. You know, Konica, Minolta has these MFPs. Most of them are A3s, right? Going in offices all over the world. That business for the first 9 months did $2.6 billion. If you compare that to Brother's printing business, which is a bunch of printers going into offices, except in Brother's case, they're all small offices, right? There's some of those workhorses in there too, but at the end of the day, we know that Brother has a big Soho marketplace. But here's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. Brother put $100 million worth of print equipment in offices for the first 9 months over Konica. That's nothing to disregard. That's got to capture your attention. We all know the marketplace is moving toward the smaller machines, right? So who's better positioned for the future? Well, Brother's already in the small machine place. So in other words, I believe Brother could take away a lot more of Konica Minolta's A3 customers that Konica Minolta's going to take away from Brother A4 customers. You see what I'm saying? We need to pay attention to this. And by the way, apparently those smaller machines are a whole lot more profitable than the big ones. We all know that Konica Minolta, they lump it all together from an operating perspective. But we also know that Konica Minolta's operating profit has been in the toilet for a long damn time. And we're not really sure what's going on where they bury money in the corporate etc. thing. But any way you look at it, at the end of the day, Brother's in a pretty good position against Konica Minolta in industrial print and against Konica Minolta with machines going into offices. Congratulations, Brother. I wanted to do the same thing and compare them to Ricoh. We all know that Ricoh is a much bigger organization delivering MFPs into offices. Ricoh, their office printing business for the first 9 months was $4.4 billion against Brother's $2.7 billion. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I think Ricoh would love to have that brother A4 workhorse technology, right? Wouldn't they? I'm thinking they would. I really do. And I think brother could care less who sells their workhorse machines. Whether it's got a Ricoh name on it or brother name on it, they got the machine out in the field in a declining marketplace. They could care less. But let's look at Ricoh's industrial print business. Ricoh's industrial print business, ladies and gentlemen, $205.3 million against the Domino business unit over there at Brother, their industrial print business of $586.2 million. Folks, I got to tell you, Ricoh and Konica Minolta have really just haven't really been able to get past that $500 million number in industrial print. When are they going to do it? Why are they doing it? It doesn't matter what products they have, because obviously whatever they're doing over there at Domino's has been working really well for them. Just something to think about, right? I was looking at this slide as part of the Brother financials, and in the third quarter for their FY24, which will end in March 2025, they had inkjet printers with a 17% growth. Laser-based printers had a minus 6% growth. And I have to ask myself a question. Where's the growth? Okay, well, it's in the inkjet business. And so why don't we figure out how to make those workhorses inkjet based? Because I don't really care if the supplies cost more. Maybe that's why Brother's making more money and profit, because they're able to sell stuff that's expensive and people are buying it. Ladies and gentlemen, the office printing for any offices around the world represents about 1.2% of their total technology spend. They don't really give a flying crap if they got to pay a little bit more money for supplies, if they got to pay a little bit more money for a service contract on a printer, because at the end of the day, inkjet technology changes the game so drastically that the service contracts won't look anything like the laser-based machines. Brother, you got an advantage here. Figure out how to take your inkjet technology and put that in those workhorse MFPs that are laser-based. And I also strongly suggest you call ETRIA, because they might be able to help you get a whole lot more distribution, right? Folks, again, I don't know if they're going to join it or not, but it sure sounds good to me. And the industry's got to consolidate some more. Brother, don't sit on the sidelines. Get bold. ETRIA, take their call if they call you. And everybody watching me knows this: status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck there, and I'll see you all tomorrow.